What Lawrence did from 1917 onward was classic guerrilla warfare. Instead of fighting the Ottoman army head on border on battlefront, he advised the Arabs to hit Ottoman supply lines, especially the Hijaz railway. These were not your average hit and run raids. They were psychological warfare. He would blow up tracks, bridges, telegraph lines, basically choke the Ottoman Empire, their movement from behind. It did force the Ottomans to waste huge amounts of resources, troops, defending long stretches of desert railway instead of fighting on the main battlefronts. One of the major turning points was the capture of Aqaba in July 1917. This was a critical Red Sea port, and Lawrence, along with Faisal's tribal forces, launched a daring attack from the landward side, a route the Ottomans did not expect anyone to come from. This opened up a supply line for the British and made the Arab revolt a lot more legitimate in the British eye. They were impressed with what the Arabs could do. As the Arab forces pushed north, Lawrence continued coordinating between them and the British General Allenby, especially during the campaign in Syria and Palestine. That's a huge point of contention in history, Palestine. So Lawrence he even took part in the final push into Damascus in 1918. Though whether it was the Arabs or it was the British who got there first is still debated. But Lawrence was there, trying to make sure that Faisal could claim Damascus as part of the Arab territory. And now, from this point on, things get really messy. Throughout this time, the British had secretly made this much famed Sykes-Picot agreement between Georges Picot and Sykes, which basically divided up the Middle East into between them into arbitrarily chosen lands. Despite promising Arabs independence, Lawrence knew about this. He came to know quite early on, and he was torn. That's what the Western scholars say, that he was torn. Islamic scholars say he knew from beforehand, but he chose to continue his activities because he only wanted to betray Arabs right from the start. So never mind. So he kept pushing Arab leaders to keep fighting, even though he knew London wasn't going to keep its promises. So British scholars say that weighed heavily on him later. Islamic scholars say that is the evidence that